Hey folks, in today's video we're back with more High Score Balatro. In this run, I started off with the intention of just doing a casual run, but after putting obscene amounts of money and finding a natural negative brainstorm, I decided to lock in and make another push for naneinf. Enjoy the video. Let's take a peek in here. That's unfortunate. 8, 9, 10 jack. Sells for 2. Banana. Not at all what we want here. Let's take a peek in here. Let's just recover some of our money now. To the best of our ability. Alright. What do I want to play towards here? We could go for the straight. We just need a 10. It's a little sketchy when we're not discarding. But we can always just emergency discard if we really want to. That's unfortunate. It's always the 10s, man. It was that way yesterday with the Jokerless runs, too. Bloodstone? A foil bloodstone at that. I don't think that's what we want to build towards. Like long term. But we'll see. As it gives me 0 hits. Could do some magic cards. It's an unfortunate boss blind for what we've currently got going on. Oh wait, it hit. Let's go rebate. And probably sell out of the delayed gratification here. Okay.
Well met.
Tony, thank you for the 3 months. Let's just do that for now. We haven't, like...
Well met.
We don't get value out of either of these in the next boss blind, so it doesn't really matter.
Met.
Need to figure out what I want to hang. Just keep going 2 pair for now, I suppose. It's boring.
Well met.
Don't really want to get rid of 6s. Let's do these 5s. Guess I should have checked the rebate, but we're still kind of working with the delayed gratification right now. Gaster, thank you for the bits. I'm doing alright. Hope you are too. Let's go with our hackable cards in case we do decide to stay in the Bloodstone, but I don't really want to. I also don't really know what I want to do with this run. We'll find out. Another 4 is pretty good, though. You play Hearthstone off-stream, only when Rorin asks me to. Yeah, maybe there's some direction in here. Yerp. Okay, now we just need a vampire. Wildcard's the worst area you can get. Nope. Such a thing does not exist. Both of those were 9s. Very nice. You're welcome, Murphy.
Well met.
Hilaria, thank you for the prime. And Creep and
Well
Doom,
met.
thank you for the membership. You think you can still improve at the game? Yeah. Obviously. I don't know if I care to. But given that there are people that are much better than me at this game, obviously it's possible to improve. It's not really my concern. It'll happen over time, naturally. Yerp. We've done it. If we get the Midas or the, holy. What are we discarding? 9s? If we get the Vampire, we've assembled Exodia. So just find the Vampire forehead. That's pretty good too. Vampire? What are we discarding? 5s? Face is kind of scary. Those are terrible.
Well met.
Chewy, thank you for the prime. Okay then, we are discarding 3s. I found one.
Well met.
I'd rather just play face cards no matter what.
Well met.
Shogun and Squiddy, thank you for the primes. Nice. Not want that to win. Looking for 3s. Wheel me? One of these times. One of these times. We all know it. Just more gold cards to feed this engine. Regain that level that we lost. How hard could it be to find a vampire? He's Van Helsing posting. Boy, Bloodstone really is doing Bloodstone things, isn't it? Maybe a red seal face card. It's a red seal, but not a face card. It's funny. Not really what we're going for. We just want more gold cards. Fours. Okay. See if we can sneak this through. I don't think so, though. G. Thank you for the bits as well. Oh, we did. And we get to play all of these. Very cool. Okay. We have $108. Surely we can find a vampire here. It's not a vampire. That's not a vampire. We're gonna find him. No, we're not. This one. Looking for threes. Sure. Wait, did I just snipe a 3 off of that? If you take a rare skip for Vampire's money, the better route. Well, no. Especially when you consider the fact that Vampire is an uncommon joker, so that would not be a wise choice for many reasons. Okay. The longer this goes, the less likely it will, like, actually matter that we find a vampire. Like, it's already probably too late for this run to go super deep. Mail-in rebate stuck on 3s again. It's actually a much worse hand, but I just want to play the additional gold cards. Okay. That's a problem. So we just want to live in the world of 2 pair. But, I don't think it matters here. We can just get by with high card. Temperance value. Come on. Vampire doesn't exist. Does the head kill you? Probably not. It's not like the Bloodstone without an oops ever does anything anyway. And, like, we have been extremely not getting value off of it. Like, No. We have very much not been playing around the Bloodstone for that reason. $50 chips on every hand, though? Yeah, I mean, that's sincerely, like, the reason we picked it up. Was the 50 chips, not for the effect. Dan, thank you for the super chat. Congrats on the gold stake win. Like, if we lose here, it won't be because we encountered the head. It'll be because I'm, like, doing goofy things trying to make the vampire work.
Well met.
There we go. An SRT, thank you for the bits. So you a Nintendo enjoyer? I mean, I play games that I find fun. No matter the console. If I have access to it. Yeah, there's a vampire in here, right?
Well met.
Bye-bye. Holy. Thank you for the 35 gifted subs. Jeez. Okay, maybe that'll summon the vampire. It has not. Do we just run it back? It's getting kind of late in the run for vampire to even be effective. And I've kind of, like, committed fully to the vampire bit here. For better or worse. Okay, that's what? Okay, maybe I should take this run seriously. Huh? All right, I guess it's time to lock in. All right. Focus. That's pretty funny. That's kind of interesting, too. We just play like a 5-card hand. Wait, this is really just a run back of yesterday's run, isn't it? Look, I tried. I don't know what to tell you. I tried to make this a vampire run. The concern here is now that with the photograph we win too quickly to actually farm money. Right, maybe that's actually fine.
Well met.
Tomby, thank you for the sub. We've already got both of the hand size vouchers, too. Oh, no. Main thing we're missing right now is like a red seal. Burglar. The needle, huh? Jam, thank you for the membership.
Well met.
And Turtle Sock. Thank you for the prime. Vampire even matter anymore? I mean, it wasn't good to begin with or optimal, but we're just trying to have fun.
Well met.
Let's just do 3 of a kind for now. We could throw. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Glad you're enjoying the content.
Well met.
Gustavo, thank you for the prime. Two queens left. Deja vu. Unlucky. And I guess we can get out of the Midas Mask now. Welcome back, Midas Mask. We don't need to use that, like, urgently. Alright, so we can hold that for a bit. Okay. I bet I could probably split my blueprints to, like, 1 on scoring and 1 on money, and that would be more optimal. We're missing too many pieces to justify that right now, I think. Okay.
Well met.
Was a little bit quicker than last stream. Do need to get a lot of kings in hand. I think this should be fine. Just a DNA now? I know, we passed on several... Well, we don't want the DNA now because we don't have a red seal. But also we passed on several DNAs when I was goofing around with the mime thing still. So, whoopsie. And start cutting non-kings rather than making more non-red seal kings. I have lucky cards. Hog, shiny. Yep. I'm worried this might still win. Elka, thank you for the membership. Cool. Dude, sell the invis. No. That would be a dumb play. And so I'm going to avoid making the dumb play here. That's true, it is dancing for me, but... Just because something is active doesn't mean you need to use it, chat. I'm begging you to learn this. I think we skip to keep the death in our fool.
Well met.
Really don't want to use it yet. Nice. But it's better to have it than not. And we'll just really upset some folks that are confused as to what's going on when we intentionally avoid getting DNA value here. Going for naneinf here? I mean, I wasn't trying to, but the game kind of had other ideas, it seems. So we might be. It would be kind of neat to do 2 in a row. Like in literal consecutive attempts. You already had an naneinf run today? No, yesterday. Gustavo, thank you for the super chat. Casual player here, first time in your live. Do you always get these insane E numbers, or do you only post highlights? I never get past the millions. Well, when I'm playing on white stake, so when I'm going for high scores, yes. When you develop enough experience, it's not as difficult as it feels early on. So, it's something that comes with time. We have both hand size vouchers, yes, and the first reroll voucher. Like, our voucher situation is much better than it was yesterday. The limiting factor right now is a red seal. Like, theoretically, we don't even need to hit an ecto, which is frequently another limiting factor for this type of run. Okay, that's one step closer to Omen Globe. Red seal? Where did you get all this luck? From earning $200 every round I play. If you manage your econ appropriately, you're far less reliant on luck. Oh, I needed to keep that jack. No, okay, it's fine. We'll add one Crummy King. I need to start paying better attention to that and not like tunneling in on the gold cards in hand. You're telling me money solves all your problems. No, it can't make people like you, as we've seen recently. It just makes people pretend to like you, so that they can get use out of you.
Well met.
Stanky Panky, thank you for the 4 months. I'm so mad, man. This is all I wanted to do, was just a casual, fun vampire run. Do I have seed money? I do, but it doesn't matter. We earn this all back. Thank you, Collie. I'm not using the DNA because I don't want to dilute my deck, but it is useful for later in the run if once we get a red seal. But using it right now would be giga throwing until we find a red seal. So I'd rather avoid the giga throw. Not having overstock could be a problem compared to yesterday. Like we got overstock plus really early. Panda, thank you for the super chat. Because I don't have any colas. I have 1-6. You gotta believe that it's a deja vu. But also with the DNA, it just, like, replicates itself, right? Which, we could just keep going until we hit the, Like, I think for the 6th sense, we do copy the 6s until we get a deja vu. I love the gamble. I don't think it's gamble. I think it's, like, the correct play. Okay, so here we're not going for it. It's the best deck for high score runs, Plasma, by a wide margin. Could have strengthened up 5? Okay, I have infinite 6s. Why would I give up a good tarot card in order to do something? Either way, it simply doesn't matter. You will not receive the mandate of heaven. Sixth Sense cannot be copied because it destroys a card. Any card that just says it destroys a card destroys that card in order to do its effect, and once it destroys the card, there's no card to trigger the effect for copies anymore. One hand type is not a problem. Okay, let's split up these. That's a little bit. So we are going to run the risk of having just too many 6s at some point. Unfortunate. I'm gonna start holding those. Oh, overstock. Cool. Like, we don't want to roll a lot because I don't want to risk running into a mime and not being able to buy it yet. So let's actually hold money for a bit until we open up a Joker slot. Never mind. Alright, now we need a lot of deck fixing. Ideally done through the DNA, but we don't, like, with the limited discards, we don't always hit. That'll help. Gonna hang on to that. Okay. You've got to go now, though. Just save everything and dedicate ourselves fully to finding the red seal. Mime? Not mime. I will take another 6 cents if it comes around just to, like, clean our deck of the 6s a little bit. Oh, we already hit. And also, here's another way we can clean our deck of these 6s. The real mime was the red friends we made along the way. No, the real mime was the red seals we made along the way. Ren, thank you for the super chat. Glad you're enjoying the videos. And if it's secured now, that is not how the game works. Nope. Hate to break it to you. It would be nice if it were that easy, but it is not. There's still a great number of steps remaining. I should have taken that chaos. That's funny. I mean, we could take an ecto right now. I mean, this sells for the most. And, like, tends like it contributes to our score, but then we just sell it for the reserve parking, which contributes to our score by giving us lots of money. Wise guy, thank you for the prime. Okay. Well, we're just waiting on, there's no reason to roll. We just are waiting on vouchers and, that's it, right? We just basically vouchers and ecto. And, like, theoretically, I could just accept an ecto on the DNA because we got the nat negative. Just the fact that you got a nat negative brainstorm means you can ante 39 this. That's not, again, how the game works. I forgot to move this, though. Why am I rolling? Not lucky, he's just seen more variants than you. Yeah, but, like, you can't expect someone to understand that. Showman next to get? Yeah, but I need, like, a Joker slot for it first. So there's, like, no desire for a showman right now. I think we're having a hard time drawing this. Let's just do that. Dontrix, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it was a negative brainstorm. I was trying to do something completely different. I did not want to do a naneinf push. I was just trying to make the haha funny Midas Mask vampire build. Does Omen Globe affect soul card spawn rate in Terra packs? It might, like, I don't know for sure, but it might double it.
Well met.
Just because, like, soul cards can appear in either spectral packs or in tarot packs, but I have no idea. Vanilla, thank you for the prime. It's an early serpent. What if we just don't take an ecto at all? And just rely on the antimatter for our next Joker slot? We'll see. Depends on how many voucher skips we're able to get. Abai, thank you for the bits. Midas Mask vampire build is hard to accomplish because Midas Mask gives too many gold cards. Gold cards too much money, and money gives too much opportunity for the players to diverge from the initial plan. Look, I was rolling down hard. I skipped a lot of DNAs that would have been okay, just so that I could try and brute force the vampire build, but the vampire didn't come until, like, after the Baron, like, brainstorm blueprint. Alright, I guess we're ectoing. Landed on the best hit as well. Incredible. Nice. We don't really need any more spectral. Could just use that to kill sixes. But we do now have to roll to find a showman. Or a rebate would go kind of crazy. Our deck is a little messy though. Josh, thank you for the super chat. I got my economy this high by making a lot of gold cards early and re-triggering them with Hanging Chad and Golden Ticket. So apparently the best way to game to give you a naneinf run is to try and not do a naneinf run? Apparently. But also yesterday I was actively trying and it was equally pretty easy. The best way to do an naneinf run is to successfully do an naneinf run so that you understand the process of doing an naneinf run. It's really what it comes down to. Like, the first one was by far the most difficult. When you start to go steal kings? When I need to. Right now I have an extremely high need for money. Retrospect, thank you for the 2 months. Do both methods involve prayer? No. No methods involve prayer. Okay. It's startlingly consistent once you understand how to do it. Fortunately, we can't get a whole lot of rebate value here, but it's still probably better than the maybe it's not better than the reserve parking long term. I do think, all things considered, at this stage in the run, we're probably at a worse spot slightly than we were yesterday. We've got better econ, better jokers, but way worse vouchers, and that's like the thing most likely to be the limiting factor here. Ren, thank you for the super chat. Do you think you'll do cryptid modded again? I do modded runs pretty frequently. But I'd probably not cryptid for a while. Vouchers make or break the run? Yeah, that's like vouchers and the spectral components are the two highest variance portions. Like, everybody pogs over the jokers, but those are incredibly reliable if you have proper money management. It's the, like, the things that are most outside of your control are the vouchers, which we got lucky to get a skip here, and the spectral components like the red seal and the ecto. But like, the jokers are the easiest and most consistent to find. I've lost runs to missing the vouchers? Yeah, exactly. That's why when people say the run is won because we have good jokers, they demonstrate their inexperience with this type of setup. Or rather, reveal their inexperience with this type of build. That's a lot of money. What happens when you buy every voucher? Blank voucher just comes back around on repeat over and over again. What Joker would you sell for cola right now? The rebate. Because it's the easiest to find and the least critical. It also has, like, the closest analogs to it. We should roll down pretty hard to try and find additional colas, though. Because there is a voucher skip waiting for us. I'll probably roll to 50 here. Especially with that rebate pickup. Okay, maybe not to 50, to 40. It's fine. 3 more vouchers is pretty good. Well, I want to make sure that the death is used at least. How bad do we still probably need the hung man more than we need a copy of Pluto right now. Emily, thank you for the donation. We actually don't even need the antimatter necessarily. Again, the benefits of a nat negative. Bye-bye, thank you for the bits. What surprised me is the game speed influences not just the visual component, but also the voucher tags and lower speed. You can buy one voucher fast and it gets updated. Really? Since we don't have antimatter, maybe we could put that to use here. If we get blank, right? Is that what you're saying? If we buy blank quickly enough, the game will allow us to get antimatter as well? Oh god, this is so slow. We don't want that. I don't want that. I do want that. Unlucky. Would have been cool if it worked, though. Oh, wait, there's the showman, too. Oh, incredible. It was worth a shot? Yeah. All it cost us was a little bit of our time. Yeah, we're not going to roll as aggressively now. Because we're broke. I mean, we gotta get the fancy pants one. Egg. Ross, thank you for the super chat. How good would a skip hand resolution button be for these situations? There are mods for that. I just don't... Like, Steam modded does some nasty things, or breaks some things sometimes, so I don't really like playing with mods on vanilla runs. Okay, I guess there's no reason to death with this hand. Test bot mods, thank you for the prime. Good luck with the testing. Doesn't the polycone block the negative if you were to use another ecto? Yeah, so like that's why you want the showman as fancy, but I don't really want to take another ecto necessarily. There's not really any reason to. When do you stop DNAing? Never. We're going to spread our DNA all over the place. But we sell the DNA after Ante 24. Bean. It's good for the Burden Leaf. Yeah, we don't really care. Welcome, Dandy. Yeah, we've already seen the heart boss. That's why we chose hearts. That was back when we had a bloodstone for some reason. That, like, was giving us 50 chips because it was foil and doing nothing else. Another showman? Sure. I don't really know what we're rolling for at this... Well, we're rolling for a blueprint or a brainstorm, but... I don't really know how far I'm supposed to roll. Here. Cloud. Thank you for the bits. Is there a snake in a bottle or is it just water? No, we have Mr. Bones. Oh, that's fairy in a bottle, never mind. Is there a chance of too much gold card or not at all? Yes, but we're not nearly approaching that point yet, right? It's very, very easy to convert things to steel once it gets time to do so. Og. Yeah, the Overstock Plus is huge. That'll make every aspect of this much easier. I wonder, I should have checked, yeah. I did think twice about that burglar. No, I didn't. If I paused on something, it most definitely was not the burglar. Because the burglar does not, like, even register as a consideration right now. Okay, that's probably enough rolling here. Yeah, we've got 10 more antes before we need to care about a burglar. So I learned something from watching Murphy the other day. And I'm a little bit embarrassed that I didn't realize it sooner. Did you know that the hung man in the tarot card, he's Australian? That's why he's upside down. So I'd like to thank Murphy for pointing that out to me. Nar, yeah, exactly. That's what he's saying right now, because he's so hung. Am I getting hit with question marks right now? I didn't say all Australians are hung, just that one in the picture. Yeah, you need to, like... you need to practice your logic puzzles. The showman keeps placing the metal around his own neck. Alright, let's start doing a little bit of steel here. Plutonium.
Well met.
Omi. Thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate that. Bungler. It's a shame. Wait, that boss blind is pretty bad for me. We just don't get DNA value? I think we just don't get DNA value. Or we just play some steel. And that'll solve it. Hog. What's in here? Nothing that we need. Alright. GG. I'd still like to find some steel for the boss blind, though. Easy. naneinf definitely secured now. I feel like I went through this process where I explained, like, clearly and repetitively that the jokers are the least important facet of the naneinf run, and you just completely ignored that whole conversation. Because you were clearly here for the initial point of the discussion where I said that the build didn't secure the naneinf. But then you missed the entirety of the explanation where I said the jokers matter the least for the setup. Boss blind? Welcome to the stream. We've had this conversation before as well. And, like, we even just demonstrated our ability to beat it in one hand with the steel. It's insane to me. It was seconds ago. Oh, no. Voucher skip. Really, the only thing we need is retcon. Reroll Glut would help for finding the Burglar, but we can also just farm up a bunch of money. Okay. And realistically... So this is the one thing... Finally! Finally! We have achieved something close to securing the naneinf. It's still not guaranteed, because there is variance in this game and I don't have a lot of money. So I think we're going to make some more gold cards. Like, we might need the antimatter just to get, like, a rebate going. Because we're broke. Yeah, we don't need to copy optimally here. It doesn't really matter that much. We can just go with the lazy line here. Okay. E32 with the lazy copying. I actually do think I needed to start, like, my deck is much bigger than it needs to be right now. So I think we still have to, like, hold gold cards, print steel. It's the earliest Andy somebody pulled off naneinf unseated. Probably, like, around anti-age or so. The cryptid version goes a lot faster. Sure. Costs us a lot of money to skip. But, like, vouchers are the limiting factor, so find the vouchers and we'll be fine. I think I still need to, unfortunately, print steel, though. Slow down for antimatter? I don't need antimatter, though.
Well met.
O'Keefe, thank you for the 2 months. Anti-8 is the world record for unmodded Anti-1 Perkeo plus cryptid. I'm pretty sure that was like the, I'm pretty sure that was not unseated, though. That was like the machine optimized speed run, right? Which is feeding a series of directions through a computer based on analysis of the seed. Tass did it? Yeah. Yeah, that would very much not be an unseated run. Yes, unseated. Okay, waste of a voucher skip, unfortunately. Almost waste of a run. Dog. Thank you for the super chat. I'm panicking. I have Perkeo, Trib, and Yorick. Well, don't panic. Just enjoy the ride. Panicking is how you could possibly fumble that. I know, because I've fumbled similar runs. Can't believe Tass has so many world records. I wonder how he has the time for it all. I know, and we've still never seen their face.
Well met.
Sun Buttons, thank you for the 2 months. Okay, let's take a look at what some more optimal copying would be, just to get a sense of our top end for now. The task was anti-6? Okay. Well, then maybe people have done it anti-8 unseated then. I mean, it's not hard to, well, it's not hard to get the cryptid version online quickly. It just takes a lot of searching for the anti-1 Perkeo. Okay, that's a good voucher. We're almost past anti-24 scaling. I mean, we are past anti-24 scaling if we go all steel. Right? Like, this is effectively replacing antimatter because it's not negative.
Well met.
Morphine, thank you for the gifted subs. And whoa, thank you for the prime. Okay, we can go back to the lazy copy. Wait, no, that was still... Was that 36 or 26? $32. A little too close for comfort either way. Yeah, as long as we don't botch it. Like, this is now realistically only coming down to whether we find the burglar or not. So that's why hoarding money is going to be the main thing. Like, it may actually even be a bad idea to try and get another showman if we hit the antimatter, which we again, we don't need to do. If we hit the antimatter, it might be a bad idea to go showman looking for more blueprint brainstorm, just because of how much money that costs. Streamer, you're broke now, stop spending money. Look, just one more DoorDash order. You don't understand. It's actually more economical and, like, financially responsible for me to have, you know, underpaid workers deliver food to my house than it is for me to cook it myself. You just don't understand. The streamer is a job creator? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. If it weren't for me personally getting DoorDash to my house 5 days or 5 times a day, because you gotta have coffee. You know. That DoorDash driver wouldn't be able to maybe barely make ends meet. Remind me of that TikTok financial influencer said spending money to gas to go to the supermarket is more expensive than getting DoorDash. Yeah, I was riffing off of that. That was, in fact, the joke. Who orders coffee? Why not just make it at home? Once again, you are discovering the premise of the joke. I thought, rather, given the tone that I was taking and the obvious nonsense that I was spewing from my mouth would have indicated that, yes, that is clearly not meant to be taken seriously. Yes, we do have retcon. Sorry, Roffle satire has been dead for years now. Hold on. We need to check on the Irish. They aren't really eating those babies, are they? The Fox, thank you for the super chat. Just some fun runs, anti-18. Look, I tried to do something different. The game just disagreed. Don't let them shame you. Streamers need chatters to miss the joke. That's half the content. Look. I was just concerned that chatters were starting to think something, like, irredeemable about me. Such as, like, I use DoorDash. Obviously, I'm a Grubhub guy. This is an Uber Eats household. I don't actually have any of those even installed on my phone. So no free clout. They're all terrible.
We're gonna be rich.
Eifer. I give the tip. I fumbled a Perkio Observatory run today. Day ruined. I'm so sorry. I have similarly fumbled very, very, very good runs. At least when you do it, there aren't, like, thousands of people to point and laugh at you. So until you told us, no one would know, but I can definitely commiserate with that. I'm so sorry. Have you ever fumbled a Perkio Observatory run? Not a Perkio Observatory run, I had a Perkio Telescope run with a bunch of kings on Gold Stake. That, and I think I had a Baron involved as well, and I was, like, well-positioned to go really far with it, and I got a little too greedy into the plant and missed it by about, like, 200 chips. It was catastrophic. Perkio is a deceiving card? I don't know about that. Well, it's deceptive if you're, again, like, lacking experience. Because you see it in really, like, high-end builds, obviously, because it's extraordinarily powerful. But it doesn't contribute to your scoring early on in a meaningful way, and so it can, like, create a trap scenario where, you know, you tried to push towards that late game build and you just kind of die along the way. In other words, skill issue? No. In other words, context issue. Perkio isn't good in every single scenario. I've sold Perkios before to win a gold stake run, for instance. Chad, thank you for the super chat. Sell all your jokers and replace them with ice cream and popcorn so then you won't need DoorDash? Well, you got turtle bean and banana in there as well. Like, you gotta have a balanced meal of jokers. Pingus, thank you for the super chat. As that minimum wage DoorDash employee, Roffle is basically paying my salary? Wait. A DoorDash employee making minimum wage? You must be the highest paid DoorDash driver. I thought the whole point of them being contract workers is they didn't have to pay them a minimum wage. We don't really care about this, right? No, we're way over. Perfect. Feel like one hand size doesn't take away 40 E's? You don't know that. I don't know that, though. Because I'm not doing the math out here. Okay, good to get that Joker now rather than later. You mean the boss blind? I mean, boss blinds are pretty irrelevant at this stage, right? They just, like, the bad ones just cost me $10, sometimes $30. Because we have both reroll vouchers. Shouldn't you buy the planet voucher for the non-repetition on shops? Nope. That would make it very difficult to find the burglar. Sombrero, thank you for the super chat. And I can't sleep now. I can sleep to the sound of 1.5x and $3. Well, this run's gonna get you to sleep in no time. You don't typically want to buy the planet voucher because it doesn't clear a voucher. It just gives you a worse version, or for this run, a worse version of the voucher that clogs the shop even more, that you also don't want to buy. So, like, you just live with it. Hey, welcome, ADEF. Yeah, we are doing a little unintended naneinf gaming. which, well, like, I was going for it intentionally yesterday, and we got it. And now we're doing it again on consecutive days, on consecutive attempts. By Baron far left, so it gets copied by the brainstorms. He was radicalized by reading Lenin. Forgot to copy the mime. Catastrophe ensued. Can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Usually. Why am I rolling? A negative slide joker just chilling. How dare you? That is very clearly Cleaver Joker. Disgusting that you would mix them up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Careful now. Roffle is so British? This is news to me. I'm still trying to answer that one chatter's question as to why I'm American. It keeps me up at night. Why do you need that much money? Stick around and you'll find out, but we're gonna need to do a lot of rolling eventually. Why though, XD? Look, I misclicked on my spawn when I was choosing my spawn location. No, I did move the mime this time. Look, and then I just repeatedly made that same mistake over and over again every time I tried to play Battlefield with my roommates and they raged at me. Which was totally fair, because, like, I don't know, because of the era that it was in, and also the fact that I was the worst player by far. No repeat hand type. That's bad. That's bad. That's annoying. Okay. So that one cost us a little more than the $20 that I was expecting. Cannot escape the cycle of samsara in Battlefield. I know, I tried to explain to my roommates that I was simply trying to break the wheel, and they said, shut up, nerd. And they, I don't know, that none of this actually happened. Other than me, like, being bad at Battlefield and continually missing the correct spawn point. That part was very real. That part was very real. And being a nerd? Yeah, to a lesser extent, that's probably true. Play YOLO medic and just use the paddles? That's the only thing I was capable of doing, because that didn't, like, require you to aim. So it's the only way that I could be a productive member of the team. Okay, that's a voucher cleared. Why did I discarded the wrong color? Streamer discovers he's colorblind live on air? Or just streamer discovers he's stupid? I misclicked my spawn point again. What happens when you hit $10,000? Well, then you have $10,000. to spend or save as you see fit. Well, Dancy, that could just be her running mate, maybe. Could be onto something. $76. Somebody jot that down. I'm certainly not going to. You act like it's my job or something. It's the most money you've gotten? I don't know, probably like 5,000 or 6,000. Maybe more on the Pokemon mod when like the Flareon was broken or whatever. I don't know. Akari, thank you for the super chat. What's your favorite sour candy? I don't really eat a lot of candy. I don't know. Sour Patch Kids, maybe? Sour Patch Kids are not sour? It's literally in the name. What do you want? What? Being able to just tolerate, like, high degrees of sourness is not a personality trait. I don't know what to tell you.
Well met.
Hershey's always also claims their chocolate is good. I don't know that I've ever seen them do that. I think that they would actually be, like, liable for false advertising if they did. So it seems risky. If it's sour because it's in the name, is the candy made of kids? You're going to want to sit down for this. There's no way it takes more than $2,759 to get both Serpent and Burglar. You're, like, I was joking with the other one. You're actually going to want to sit down for this. People have missed it with more than $4,000. So. Making that claim is revealing your own ignorance, which is fine. But also, like, what would I spend the money on anyway? So what's the point of spending money just to spend it when I might need it? Okay, now I guess we can roll down a little bit, but again, I'm not gonna go super hard because it's not wise to do so. That's pretty good. Like, I think the best case scenario is just getting an Econ Joker off of it. Troubadour would have been something. Like, I guess we'd rather have a mail-in rebate, and maybe I'll take a showman if it pops up, but... I mean, I could take the Coward's line and just, like, buy and hold it. Why not Vagabond? That was yesterday. I don't think you should... Yeah, I don't think I need the showman. So let's just do this. Call it a day. There's maybe a world where that's not allowed if, no, I think we're fine. This is a weird path. I'm gonna be honest. I probably should have just gotten the money from it still. But I was trying to think too far into the future. Like, ante 24 shouldn't be a problem with this much steel. But, like, it actually could be if we don't have discards. But it would be, like, extremely unlucky in one exact scenario. And we've got a lot of headroom even on the ante 29. We can figure it out. Is the color blindness treating you well, Roffle? I don't know what you're referring to. Gotta reroll that. See, like, this kind of draw could kill me into ante 24. So we might just, like, sell the Burglar if that keeps happening too frequently. How many Plutos does it take to go up an E? Depends on where you're starting. At this point, too many. Okay. So we'll just think about it. We'll see how frequently it misses. Or low rolls. Because we've got a lot of deck stuffing left to do. Like, this should be fine. Let's double check the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is fine. This is actually optimal. How would it kill you? Well, if I don't score enough for the blind requirements, I die. Cantonator, thank you for the prime. Also, round 69. Nice. And so if I can't discard for enough steel cards in hand because of the Burglar, I die to the ante 24 boss blind. But I think E83 might be enough. So if we just draw, like, reasonably well, start killing our gold cards and non-steel. Isn't it E70 for plasma? I think it's E77 or 78. Boy, this Voucher really wants to hang out. How come you don't use Wheel of Fortunes? It has lost the capacity to do anything for me. The Ox versus $3,000 streamer battle win? Yesterday. I'll have to find a new way to kill this run. Yeah, I am missing 2 hands, so I don't know if we can actually get there yet, because we don't have the vouchers. But that's a little bit less pressing than some of the other vouchers, so we can just test it. Dead to Verdant Leith. Why? First of all, we don't have to face the Verdant Leith. I have the reroll voucher. Second of all, I have a useless negative joker right here. Okay, I think with almost every draw, like just the vast majority of draws, we'll be fine with the Burglar. So it's a matter of whether it's riskier to, like, be forced to go on a Burglar hunt, or it's probably, the riskier line is probably not selling the Burglar here, but it's fine. Yeah, that's, does that kill me now? We're selling the Burglar. Seneki, thank you for the sub. This might kill me now. Play a hand of 5 cards? That's a bad idea. That's like an extremely, extremely bad idea. Possibly the worst idea I could imagine. Just play 5? Then I don't get DNA value. I lose. Come on, chat. I think we're fine. But it'll be a little bit closer than I'd like. Okay, we're fine. Even that was maybe good enough to beat next ante. Maybe we're not selling the Burglar. Copy, thank you for the thank you for the bits. Why didn't you go for Serpent earlier? Can't you do it without the hand size voucher? I win if I do it. You win on ante 25 if you do it. There's no way we're doing it on... and before then. Let's keep the death. And maybe pick up some other useful tarot cards that can help with it. Honestly, this might be the play. We have 4 discards. Just sell out of the Burglar, get the rebate. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like $500 per round. Now, this has some risks associated with it, too, right? Because we can discard too hard and not have enough steel. But, like, we control that aspect of things. So it's not as big of, nearly as big of a risk as the Burglar. Yeah, $500 per round for the next few rounds is almost assuredly worth. Looks like as long as we have one steel card for DNA value, we should be fine. Yeah, that doesn't apply to next ante, though, does it? Which next ante is the one that we care about. This is a large deck. Okay. Kind of assumed I had that already, but it's pretty nice for clearing a voucher and potentially finding the plus hand. Oh! Okay, then. That's a bad one. That's a good one. Verdant Leaf out of spite for that one chatter. Verdant Leaf because it's, like, probably the best option aside from the Violet Vessel. And it saves me money not to try and roll for the Violet Vessel. Games, thank you for the super chat. Why can't you play one card for DNA value and then play 5 cards as pseudo discards to get rid of the gold? Noob here. Because we always would go back down to 9 cards and we'd lose the point of the DNA, which is to increase our hand size. So it would be effectively like not using the DNA at all. So it would just kill us in the same way. So yeah, because DNA takes us over the hand size limit, if we play cards after the DNA, we go back down to the hand size limit. I don't even need to move these. Which ante to pivoted glass? That yesterday, I think we did a good job of doing so at ante 26. We'll see. It was a really good question. I lost an attempt because I accidentally discarded. Yeah, people get baited a lot by like different iterations of not focusing and locking in on the DNA. You would not believe how many comments on one particular video for some reason where I died like due to just like not having the score on a Baron run. So many people in the comments are telling me how stupid I am for not simply using the DNA on the first 4 hands and then on the 5th hand playing the scoring jokers. Streamer, you could have extended the run, just keep using the DNA. I don't know what it was about, like, that particular video where people just, like it dances for you, I don't know. It's a bot, probably. No, this was like several different people over the course of months upon months. Engagement is engagement? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just it's funny. that for I don't like because like it doesn't. I use DNA in a lot of videos and like in a similar fashion to how I'm using it now and how I was using it then. I don't understand why that particular video broke people's brains. It's probably because I just like died and maybe mentioned that I didn't have enough hand size, and that was like my limiting factor. Okay. We don't have... It's kind of crazy that we don't have a single, like, grabber or nacho tongue. Okay. Chariot for backup. Probably a good idea. Jeez. How about instead a death for backup? It's a slightly better chariot. I don't know why I even bothered with that. Thank you, Clever Joker, Cleaver Joker, for butchering all those fine meats for us. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Whoa, that was almost bad. I almost had a DNA, like, dumb moment. Near throw? I know. I'm telling you, DNA does something to people's brains. Alright, $5,000. Surely that's enough to roll into a burglar, right? Okay. Nice voucher. Okay, we're taking that skip anyway, so that's kind of nice. I need to remember who I'm looking for. Okay. Bet you skip over it? Alright, bet. Don't want a showman here. I think we want the reserve parking. Okay. Probably sub out the DNA too, but yeah. Let's roll to 40. Nope, 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 nope. Yep.
Well met.
Okay, so best way to do this. Play this first. We do something like this. Discard, discard. This might just win. That's the concern here, I guess. But it's also significantly less tedious, at least, so. Will the bull break our game right away? Why would that happen? Bull would score us just unbelievably less than we are already scoring. No, it doesn't look like this is enough, so this was the right line. Okay. Gotta move the Baron now.
Well met.
Dracula's father, thank you for the 5 months. You can reroll 100 times with $5K, by the way. I can reroll a lot more than that if I split it over the course of multiple antes like I'm going to. Okay. Reserve parking does really change the pitch quite a lot. Oh, the reroll tag. That's why that costs 0. It's confused there for a moment. Burger? Seen so many uncommons that aren't the Burglar. C5, thank you for the super chat. We're not going for anti-39. That is not possible with this setup. We die to the anti-32 boss blind no matter what we do. You know, I could get out of the DNA for that. Yeah. It's a luchador. Bro really wants to be on the team. You gonna sell it regardless? I mean, I'm gonna sell the reserve parking regardless. Again, we have 2 open Joker slots effectively because of the nat negative here. Okay. That was quick. Maybe it'll be a polychrome burglar. I just don't like the spacing on these. Forget how long. No, that's in the right spot. How long the reserve parking adds to these runs. Okay. Why same type of run as yesterday? I don't know. The game served it up to me on a platter, so I took it. Why same type of message as yesterday? That's a good point, too. Got him. Day 3 naneinf next week on Monday. No, I have a... Well, depends on how well the Major League Balatro match goes with Bolanos, because we have that scheduled. But I wouldn't count on it. Hey, we got a grabber. Oh no, that makes it more tedious. Oh no. That's an extra hand of farming the reserve parking now. Go away, Constellation. Novocaine, thank you for the prime. Oh no. No! We're actually going to have to take a negative skip. Disgusting. The worst part of that is if, like, we get a negative burglar, I will never hear the end of it. So for those of you that were constantly asking, this is why we need all of this money. I don't like the way you're lined up here. It's actually still not guaranteed we get the burglar. I know. We only have, what, 4 more antes to look? Get to do this twice now. You unable to beat the small blind? Yeah, very much so. Have we reserved the parking yet? Okay. Again. I hate this parking lot. Yeah. I say that a lot. About pretty much most parking lots. Me at Costco. Very relatable. I just park as far away as possible so that I don't have to, like, battle people for a slightly closer parking lot. Costco parking lots are like war zones. Well, my schedule is weird, so
Well met.
I go during, like, non-peak hours and dodge a lot of that. So. Lucky for me, it's not as big of an issue as it is for most, I'm sure. "8 a.m. grocery shopping is amazing." Well, they're not open until 9. So I imagine the 8 a.m. would be pretty crazy. Why not play the Gold Kings? I'm scoring like several billion beyond what I need to, so why not get the extra money? Johnny Nash, thank you for the prime. Cyclops, thank you for the bits. Sharky Mark, thank you for the prime. Why is that so funny? Burglar right here. Look, I'll eat the psychic damage of encountering a burglar as a negative off of the skip, but I'd rather it just show up. It's not. It's not several billions? Sure it is. Ben, thank you for the super chat. Chat will ask if you'll take a negative blueprint or something dumb like that and then get mad when you think they're baiting. That literally has happened. That exact scenario has happened, yes. Where burglar? Do we need to roll down to like 50 now? Negative showman would not be good. It would be actively very bad for me. Because it would add more uncommons from the mime into the pool. Spits, thank you for the bits. My girlfriend says I have no sense of direction. I got so angry I packed my stuff and right. That was really difficult for me to read aloud.
Well,
it's maybe one situation where we need Brian back. Okay. It's another uncommon gone. One more roll. Okay. I mean, punished, I guess. I took the wrong risk. And should have just kept the burglar from earlier, but I didn't think it was going to take this long to find one. Burglar ran from the building? Yeah, I took offense to getting sold. $500 per round is too tempting? Yeah. I think it was the right play still. It feels bad. When you die, I die on ante 32. So we are running out of time here. Will holding a tarot card also help? I'm pretty sure not. I think, like, as far as I understand it, they're queued up by type, right? So it'll just be replaced with a different tarot card. But I could be wrong. Card type is queued? Okay. That's been my assumption. But I've never, like, actually looked into it. How much mult would Steel Joker be doing on a deck like this? I don't know, like 100 or something. Not enough to matter. Maybe over 100. Ren, thank you for the super chat. How many hours do you have in Balatro? Like 1,200 at this point, maybe? I don't know. It's been a while since I checked. Hiker would have been funny earlier. I mean, it's doing a great job of adding to the animation time. But it would have never had any impact on our score. No matter when we got it. Why don't you use mods that speed up animations? Because Steam Modded has a tendency to break things in a way that I'm uninterested in doing for vanilla runs. Like, there have been issues where it makes Blueprint double copy things. And intentional or not, I don't really want to cheat. Plus, people like the game sounds. Maybe we'll get a skip animations option for the 2025 update. I hope not. I don't think that's something that is worth or necessary to add to the game. You can just, like, I don't know, enjoy things. The sound design and the animations are some of the best parts of this game. You don't need to optimize the fun out of everything. Animations and flavor are the part of the reasons the game is so good. Yeah, exactly. Look, we're just here to have a good time anyway. We don't need to like speed run the fun. Super Batlink, thank you for the 3 months. Copy, thank you for the bits. Just to confirm, you didn't get for naneinf on 22 because of the grabber with those 4 extra cards and hand made the difference. Nope. It was because I would clear this number before I got enough hands to matter. I would just beat the boss blind on accident midway through. No matter how I set up my jokers. That's a lot of uncommon jokers that aren't Burglar. Connor, thank you for the super chat. The game's starting to lag a little bit. I think because of all the cards in deck. So I need to slow down on my rolling so I don't accidentally double tap because of that. Easy. Streamer, you're gonna forget it and roll past it. Streamer. I've never done this before, so that means you haven't. Streamer. GG never punished. I still maintain that it was the correct play. Even if it didn't work out, it was going to be the correct play. I think the greater risk was, like, doing a whoopsie and dying out of nowhere on ante 24 because of bad draws. Maybe I got scared off by, like, that one really bad draw that's, like, super atypical, and maybe I'm just, like, getting baited by the sense of control that you have over trying to find a burglar versus, like, the hand that you draw for your first hand. But it feels like it was the right play. I got, like, $2,500, maybe like $1,500 off of it. Wheel, needle. There we go. That's really funny. Imagine he ran out of money with no serpent. I'm pretty sure you have to cycle through all of the boss blinds, so that's like quite literally impossible for that to happen. Copies are in the right spot. This is actually officially going to be the highest score I've ever had because I've never had DNA during the naneinf push. Could sell DNA for bean? Yeah, it's like same. Maybe +1 hand size for one hand. Absolute Lad, thank you for the super chat. Chat summary on YouTube says you're going to play Slay the Spire. Yeah, we haven't talked about it. For whatever reason, YouTube AI summaries are like miraculously dumber than most AI summaries. And they always think that I'm streaming Slay the Spire. But I've been playing on Ascension 20 since the release. Or close to the release for a long time. I haven't played much recently, but I've I've got multiple heart kills on all the characters, except maybe the Watcher. I don't play the Watcher a lot on A20. Is it time consuming? Don't worry, we only have to do this 15 more times. To quote my favorite YouTube comment ever, ADI is stealing chat's job of being wrong all the time. Man. Maybe the YouTube comments are alright. Dancy, thank you for the donation. Slay the Spire streams are some of my favorite times on this channel. Yeah, we might bring them back for Slay the Spire too. I feel like that overlap is between Balatro and Slay the Spire is pretty large. But we'll see. It'll depend on when the priority is going to be Balatro, obviously, so it'll depend on when the content update comes out and how that interferes with Slay the Spire release and or early access. Don't you beat this boss blind before getting naneinf? Not even close, no. Like, it's going up by a constant value each time, right? So you can just, like, see that, you know, it's going up by about 4, I think 4.5 E. So you can just multiply that by the 13 remaining and it's not going to close the gap.
Well met.
Madrigal, thank you for the prime. Does Roffle stream any other roguelites? I have in the past. And I do play other roguelikes, it's just... I don't know. I haven't had a lot of time for streaming additional games lately. Maybe after the Balatro League finishes, we'll have a chance to explore other options, but we'll see. Slay the Spire and Balatro, the Venn diagram is a circle? Not quite, but it's close enough. I think that Balatro is accessible to people that maybe wouldn't like Slay the Spire, and like people that like the combat aspect of Slay the Spire and the for the path. There are different elements that appeal to different people, as with everything. It's the lizard on the King of Hearts. That is the Red Prince from Divinity Original Sin 2, one of the greatest games ever made. I spent many hours when I was supposed to be working after we went remote at my my last day job playing Divinity Original Sin 2. People say that my job is fake now, but like, I don't know. Pretending to be busy and sending a bunch of emails to people. Feigning importance sure seemed pretty fake to me. Too bad you can't play video games at work anymore. I know, it's true. Should I play Divinity Original Sin 1 before OS 2? Probably not necessary. They're like it's not, they're within the same world as far as I understand it, but not like direct sequels. I did multiple campaigns of Divinity Original Sin 2 and understood it completely. Or largely completely. Without having played the first one. And then I tried playing the first one and like the game mechanics were a little bit dated, so I didn't stick with it as much as I should have. But like they're very far separated in their storylines and timelines as far as I understand. Orion, thank you for the super chat. What about BG3? Do you enjoy it? Yeah, I just the play group that I was playing with that introduced me to Divinity, we all got busy and never completed it, so I've, like... I haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3, but I have an active campaign going, just... It's kind of, in limbo right now. So it goes, yeah, that's the, like, the reason I was able to... We were able to stick through it with Divinity is because, like, that was during COVID, so we couldn't go anywhere. So we, like, by necessity had no lives. But, you know, we're all adults with responsibilities and all that now. Scheduling the true last boss of D&D, I know, it's true. Froggy, thank you for the, super chat. Ever think of reviewing your first Balatro games? I feel like it'd be funny to see how much better you've gotten. That could be interesting content. I think Frost Prime has done something with, something similar with some of his videos, right? I know he's updated his tier list and stuff. I think he maybe did something in that same vein with, like, evaluating his old runs. That would be pretty... I don't know if, like... It's already hard enough when I have to watch myself back when I'm editing. Watching myself back with an audience would be devastating. But basically, it would just turn into me just roasting myself for the entirety of it, so maybe that would be entertaining to watch. Hey, young Roffle, turn Brian off. Your life will be much easier. True. Early days Roffle, Green Joker for life. Well, there's a reason for that. Like, there are plays that I made then that were, like, definitely not optimal, but, like, closer to being good, or better than they would seem now, because Gold Stake was different at the time. Alright, 2 more hands of this. Do you think the content update would increase the naneinf to an even bigger number or remove it entirely? Thought they would switch their whole float system for that? I mean, the game is not balanced around endless, right? So I don't know that... Or that's not necessarily, like, a content update as a refactoring of the code. I would be more concerned about, like, interesting endless jokers and, like, retrigger and on-trigger scoring effects so that you get a little bit more build variety. But even that isn't necessarily going to happen just because I personally would like it. Because, again, the game is balanced around ante 8, which doesn't consider those types of, like, facets. So, I don't know. People who watch Balatro content are in the vast minority to those who play it casually? Yes. A lot of people play it casually. Like, very, very casually. It was even the same with Hearthstone, and a lot of people that were in chat and, like, consuming content regularly didn't understand what the, like, median player actually looks like and how they interact with the game. You think you'd consider watching back your Major League Balatro matches on stream? Could be fun. I agree, it could be fun. It's just, like, the problem with the Major League Balatro right now is that it's like time on stream that isn't spent like that doesn't net videos, because I don't think that the multiplayer content does as well as videos. So it's like that would essentially double up the time on stream that I'm not getting a video out of, which like is my main source of income, right? All right, we're in the right spot here. Time to send it. This will be a much bigger score than even yesterday's, just because of the DNA value giving us those extra cards. Really enjoy the PvP vids. Yeah, I'm still gonna make some PvP vids, but probably not like the super competitive. Like, I'm not, when I'm trying to like focus and try and win my match, I'm not entertaining or engaging because I'm like locked in trying to win, and so those don't make for good videos. I think that the multiplayer matches that we've done with like Doc, even Rarin and Shay, and like where it's just somebody that I'm yapping with while we're playing, I think those make for better videos. Chew, thank you for the prime.
Well met.
Rightful Air, thank you for the bits. Quite the first run? Yeah. I mean, it was the first run yesterday, too. Like, this wasn't even, yesterday I set off with the goal of maybe hitting naneinf. Today I was trying to actively avoid it, but it just, I don't know. When Balatro gives you a negative brainstorm, you kind of have to go with it. Stitch them back to back and release a 4.5-hour video? Oh god. It's beautiful.
Well met.
I think this one made for, like, the absurdity of this one made for like a very different and interesting path compared to some of the others. Steve, thank you for the prime. And Chewbacca, thank you for the super chat. Wait. Chewakala. Thank you for the super chat. Just bouncing between both streams. Alright, what's the best way to kill the... Ooh. I've got an idea for this one. Wait. They stayed hearts? Whoa, whoa, whoa. We did that yesterday. Yes. My mans. Flush 5? No. No, 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 no. We need to hear this beautiful clicking sound. Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Watch too many of your VODs, drives the wife insane. That said, any reason you don't use the Saturn mod to increase your speed? I don't like doing mods on vanilla runs because, like, I've encountered issues with Steam modded where it, like, blueprint double taps. And so it's just that, and I've lost too many Steam, or, like, Balatro profiles to mods crashing things. So when I'm doing a vanilla run, I just don't like running mods. Oh man, it's beautiful. Balatro supports Steam Workshop. Not yet. It would be nice eventually because like the modding process right now is a pain. Sell mime, please. Don't be silly. Mime is contributing a lot to the score right now. Or rather, the enjoyment of the game. Feels so good. All right, one more time. And then we say goodbye. It hurts so good. It does. It does. It's so satisfying. And we're dead. GG.